How accurate is your rifle? How accurate should you expect it to be? Let's talk about that. Welcome to the Patriot Training YouTube channel. My name is Clay Howell. I'm the owner and head firearms instructor at Patriot Training. The topic of this video is how accurate is your rifle? How accurate do you expect that it should be? Some people believe that every rifle should be able to stack rounds at 100 yards, and this is just simply not the case. An off-the-shelf hunting rifle and off-the-shelf hunting ammunition, by definition, is about 4 minutes of angle. That's 4 inches at 100 yards. So we're talking about it's going to make a group like that under ideal circumstances. Now, maybe you shoot a 3-shot group, and maybe you can stack that inside of an inch, but that, my friends, is what I call luck. And you need to read the posts on ar15.com by a poster called Molan, as in Molan Labe. And they're about 15 years old, and this poster debunks the idea of the 3-shot group, because you could cherry pick your 3 shots and not get a reasonable accuracy standard for your group. So using that off-the-shelf hunting rifle bolt action that you might get at Walmart or wherever, and that off-the-shelf hunting ammunition, you're not going to achieve, sub-minute groups. It's not going to happen. And I can't wait for the comments to say somebody did, and yeah, I'm calling you a liar. Yep, Now, that said, on to the next one. An off-the-shelf AR-15 coupled with 55 grain or 62 grain ammunition, that also is a 4 minute of angle and rifle and ammo combination, 4 inches at 100 yards. And there will be people come in the comments, oh, the green tip is match grade. No, it is not, my friends, and I've got a video on that, and I welcome you. If you really believe it is, you show me your video. No tape on the target. You got to show me true target. Be honest about it. Show me that. You're not going to get that kind of results. I just never have seen it, nor have I ever seen any reputable shooter make that claim. On the other hand, if you've got a precision bolt gun and precision ammunition, that tends to be 1 minute of angle or less. So we're talking about 1 inch or smaller at 100 yards. Similarly, precision semi-autos, some of your precision AR-10s and AR-15s, when mated together with match-grade ammunition, also can be in that 1 minute of angle or smaller category, 1 inch or less at 100 yards. And naturally, there are some extremes on either end. That always occurs, but there's a good chance you just don't have one.
Hold down on the enemy, hold down on the enemy, hold down on the enemy. On me.
As with other things, there's been some times I've seen some very ignorant statements made, either in person or online. One time I saw a really, really tight group, and although it hit the center, the group was tracking just slightly low, just slightly left, and it blew a complete hole out of the target. And the person said, well, it looks like you don't like hitting the center. And I can promise you that shooter could not have made that group. Similarly, I've seen where a 3-shot group was shown, and it was from 100 yards on a standard AR-15 with standard ammunition, and with the 55 grain, as expected, we got about a 3-inch group, 3 minutes of angle, which conforms to what I typically see. That's very ordinary. And the owner of the rifle, who was having it zeroed, said, "What's wrong with it?" He expected again that it would just drill out the center. I have seen an instructor where you had a 3/4 of a minute group, and in out of the 5 you had one that was made at a 1-inch group, and the instructor said, "Do you know what you did wrong there?" Well, I'm afraid this instructor didn't know that if you've got a 1 minute of angle ammunition in that rifle, it's going to be 1 minute of angle when you fire enough shots. Yeah, those 3 happened, and yes, that was not somebody jerking it, yanking it off. No, that's just what happens. We had somebody come on the Patriot Training page and say that his AR-15 shoots 1-inch groups at 300 yards. Y'all, this was funny because I countered with the fact that I'm friends with the person that held the bench rest shooting record at 300 yards, and he made a group that was a little bit smaller than a half of an inch, and that was with very high dollar rifles, match grade hand loaded ammunition that was designed to be the most accurate possible. And you know, this guy was saying that, you know, with a regular government profile barrel and regular ammunition, he was making a group that was just slightly larger than that. No, he wasn't. He was lying. Maybe it was 300 feet, but I gave this guy time and time again to correct it before I called him a liar. And that's what he is. He's a liar. And there's many people that lie about their groups, or they cherry pick those 3 shots or what have you. Be realistic. Your rifle and your ammunition are likely capable of making about a 4-inch group at 100 yards. I've seen time and time again where somebody makes a 5 or 6-inch group at 100 yards with their rifle and their ammunition in a class, and they get very upset about that. And I'm sitting here thinking, wow, you as the shooter are not imparting much error into this. If you've got a 6-inch group at 100 yards with your rifle and bulk ammunition, you, the shooter, are only 2 minutes of angle of the problem, whereas the bullet and the barrel combo is the other 4. So, you know, be realistic about it. Don't be too hard on yourself. If you're shooting that well, you're doing pretty good. The very best shooters I know, they could shoot a 4-minute of angle group with 4-minute of angle ammunition. So, and you know, that happens too. So, you know, be realistic about what your expectations are. Unless you've put a lot of money into getting an accurized barrel, you know, a heavy barrel, something like that, and match grade ammunition, you can't expect match grade results, that's for sure. Well, tell me about it. Did I miss something? Do you feel I got something wrong? Be mindful. I might call you out if you decide to lie in the comments. But go ahead and tell me about it. What do you think? Tell me about an observation you've made. You know, do I have it right? Do I have it wrong? I always am willing to learn something new. Even though this is my specialty, there's more to learn always. So give me a comment down below. Hit like, hit subscribe, and click that notification bell so that you can find out when the next Patriot Training video is coming. And I'd like to remind you, you don't have to be a Patriot to train, but you do have to train if you want to be a Patriot. Take care.